Flat communications. For reliable information that sticks.
Mabuhay ang bawat Pilipino, mabuhay ang Pilipinas, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas!
Good day everyone. Please subscribe, follow, and please don't skip ads. Thank you. Our video for you today is about President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s 3-day state visit to the Czech, the final leg of his European trip. We shall encapsulate all the events, activities, and meetings for a better understanding of how hard the President works in both strengthening bilateral relations and seeking foreign investments for the country. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. receives a warm welcome from President Petr Pavel upon arriving at the Gate of Giants in the Prague Castle to commence the second day of his state visit to the Czech Republic on March 14, 2024. As is customary in Czechia, the first couples exchange flowers in their initial greetings, with President Pavel handing a small bouquet to First Lady Louise Araneta Marcos, and President Marcos Jr. doing the same gesture to Czech First Lady Eva Pavlova. Arrival honors then ensue at the first courtyard where the two leaders inspect the guard of honor after the playing of the national anthems and pay their respects to the flags of both countries. Thereafter, the two presidents proceed inside the Prague Castle for the introduction of the Philippine and Czech delegations, gift exchange together with the two First Ladies, and signing of the guest book by the Philippine Chief Executive. President Marcos Jr.'s state visit is upon the invitation of Czech President Petr Pavel. It primarily aims to strengthen bilateral relations and multilateral partnership, as well as explore the huge potential for future partnerships and cooperation in various areas of mutual interest. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. attends a working lunch hosted by Senate President Milos Vystrčil at the Senate of the Parliament on March 14, 2024. The President notes with appreciation the recent positive exchanges between the Philippines and Czech Republic parliaments, and enjoins the Senate President to help promote trade, investment, and economic cooperation between the two countries. Discussions also include the 50th anniversary of Philippines-Czech Republic bilateral relations and ways to strengthen cooperation on labor, agriculture, food security, and climate change. There is also an exchange of views on regional and international issues, apart from President Marcos Jr. expressing the Philippines' priority for the safe and orderly migration of Filipinos in the Czech Republic, guided by both nations' labor regulations, to protect the overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, rights and well-being. From the Senate to the Parliament, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. walks to the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of the Czech Republic for his meeting with Speaker Markéta Pekarová-Adamová on March 14, 2024. The President conveys the establishment of a Philippines-Czech Republic Parliamentary Friendship Group in the House of Representatives of the Philippines to further strengthen interparliamentary cooperation between the two countries, as well as pursuing an enhanced defense and economic cooperation. There is also an exchange of discussions on regional and international issues, with the President seeking the support of the Czech Republic Parliament for a Philippines-European Union (EU) Free Trade Agreement (FTA) to promote trade and investment. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and President Petr Pavel of Czech Republic hold a bilateral meeting with their respective delegations at the Prague Castle on March 14, 2024. The agenda centers on strengthening cooperation in areas of mutual interest, namely political cooperation, economic cooperation, regional and multilateral cooperation, and geopolitical issues. Under political cooperation, President Marcos Jr. expresses interest on defense and cybersecurity cooperation with the Czech Republic given its growing expertise and capabilities. On economic cooperation, the President seeks to increase two-way trade between the Philippines and Czech Republic, citing the nation's continuing impressive economic performance, notably its gross domestic product, GDP, growth of 5.6% in 2023, which is higher compared to select emerging economies in Asia, as well as its conducive economic investment environment. He welcomes more Czech companies to invest in renewable energy, agriculture, sustainable water management projects, environmental solutions, agri-processing, information technology, business process management, IT/BPM, auto manufacturing, aerospace and space, apart from increasing people-to-people exchanges through education and tourism. Recently, the Czech Republic announced the raising of application quota for Filipinos seeking employment cards or business visas from 5,000 to 10,300 per year starting this May. President Marcos Jr. states that his top priority is to ensure the protection of the rights and well-being of Filipinos. The Philippines is ready to cooperate in ensuring the orderly deployment of Filipinos to Czech Republic in accordance with both Czech and Philippine laws. The two delegations also tackle regional and multilateral cooperation, including Philippines-European Union (EU) relations, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations (ASEAN) EU relations and candidatures, and climate change cooperation. President Marcos Jr. gives his firm assurance and commitment in closely working with the Czech Republic to bring bilateral relations to greater heights in the years to come. Let us now watch the joint press conference of the two leaders after their bilateral meeting.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dear distinguished Mr. President, I highly esteem that during your trip to Europe, Mr. President, you, apart from Germany, also decided to visit the Czech Republic. It is not only the proof of interest in the mutual cooperation, but also a proof to the top quality of our mutual relations. Last year, we actually commemorated 50 years of bilateral relations with the two countries, between the two countries, which, however, go further back into the history. Let me mention the close bonds between our two countries through the friendship between José Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, and our teacher and scientist, Mr. Ferdinand. They were close friends indeed, and it has until now been remembered by José Rizal Vista in Lutomnice and also in the Czech National Bank in Prague. So there is a lot to build on. And I was happy during the discussions with the President and between the delegations to see the close standpoints or positions, not only on mutual cooperation, but also the international situation, regardless of the long distance, geographical distance between our two countries. We have opportunity to speak about many areas of potentially expanded cooperation in the future. On both these sides, there is strong will and determination to further expand the framework that is built on framework agreements and other documents. Future meetings will continue with that during Mr. President's visit in the Czech Republic in Prague, but also in the future. Very soon, our Minister of Agriculture shall visit the Philippines with a numerous delegation of our businessmen with specific particular plans to offer. We also have companies that are involved in defense industry, manufacturing, then in farming and agriculture, science, technology, energy sector, power sector. Many of these businesses do have a particular specific plans for their future cooperation, potential cooperation with the Philippines counterparts. And it doesn't only concern purchase products, but also technology transfer, technology cooperation, know-how sharing, funding. of many innovative forms in order to facilitate the implementation of such projects in the nearest future. I also appreciate the signing of joint communique and the establishment of labor consultations mechanisms. As we all know, the labor market in the Czech Republic suffers from shortage of workforce, and the Philippines rank among the top countries that send to us, or from where we have top qualified or highly skilled workers. I am glad that the Philippines are interested in upskilling. We also work on legal and other mechanisms that would facilitate the work of such workers in our country, and they also have to enjoy equal standing in protection of rights, just like all others. Let me say welcome, be welcome, Mr. President. Mr. President shall visit Senate, also the Prime Minister and Chamber of Deputies, and in the evening we shall meet again on the occasion of gala dinner, and I believe we shall cover other topics of mutual interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to convey, first of all, my warm appreciation to His Excellency, President Peter Pavel, for the government and the government of the Czech Republic for this very kind invitation for me to come to the state visit that we are here for today. President Pavel and I had a very productive meeting this morning discussing a range of topics, foremost being the ways in which the Philippines and the Czech Republic can strengthen our bilateral relationship and cooperation and our multilateral partnerships. I am pleased to note that our countries have been enjoying warm and friendly relations for the past 5 decades. In fact, this visit of mine to the Czech Republic now invigorates our ongoing celebration of the 50th anniversary of our diplomatic ties, which was established in October of 1975. We are only just beginning to appreciate the huge potential of our cooperation in various areas of mutual interest to our two countries. In my talks with the President, we explored various opportunities for future partnerships in trade and investment, agriculture, green economy, and renewable energy, space and aerospace, education, tourism, defense and cybersecurity, and of course, labor, amongst others, which manifest the host of many opportunities that we have to strengthen our partnership with the Czech Republic. We discussed the potential in increasing the bilateral trade between our two countries. I also highlighted to the President the Philippines' remarkable economic performance, making it an attractive destination for Czech investment in the areas of IT/BPM, in electronics, manufacturing, food and agriculture, and automotive EV manufacturing, amongst others. I am optimistic that we will be able to attract more Czech traders and investors to do business with the Philippines as a result of this increased engagement between our respective business sectors. We look forward to the convening of the second meeting of the Philippines-Czech Republic Joint Committee on Economic Cooperation in Manila that will occur later this year. I took note of the Czech Republic's announcement that you have increased the quota for Filipino workers from 5,500 to almost double that from January 2024 to 10,300 per year starting in May of 2024. But just before this press conference, President Pavel and I witnessed the signing of the joint communique to establish a labor consultations mechanism between the Philippine Department of Migrant Workers and the Czech Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. We shared with President Pavel the latest development on the West Philippine Sea and South China Sea, and I understand that the Philippines' position in the South China Sea remains consistent and clear and firmly anchored in the 92 UNCLOS. While it is unfortunate that there are still persistent incidents of aggression and harassment in the South China Sea, we continue to engage all our neighbors and stakeholders through diplomacy and dialogue. I thank President Pavel for the Czech Republic's support as a like-minded partner in upholding peace, stability, and the rules-based international order. I am very pleased to also reiterate my sincere appreciation to the government and the people of the Czech Republic for the warm welcome that you have accorded to myself, the First Lady, and of course the rest of the Philippine delegation. This state visit reaffirms the Philippines' commitment in further cultivating the bonds and friendship which the Czech Republic and cementing the enduring ties between our countries and our people with a very special connection in terms of the time that our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, spent here in Prague together with his friend Ferdinand Blumentritt, and it is something that is very well appreciated by all Filipinos, and it is something that provides us a foundation on which to build upon. Thank you very much.
Now we have got a short time for questions because the President is already expected in the...
Good afternoon, Your Excellencies. My question is for both President Marcos and President Pavel. What kind of defense cooperation are we exploring to support the Philippines in defending international law, particularly in the issue of the South China Sea?
Well, we discussed. Well, first of all, we have based our discussions on the fact that the Czech Republic and the Philippines share the same values when it comes to the adherence to international law, and that is something that again we find as a commonality between our two countries. As we pointed out and continue to discuss, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is undergoing a modernization program. And under that modernization program, there will be a great deal of procurement that needs to be done to modernize our forces and to modernize our capabilities. And the Czech Republic has always been an important part of that development, of that evolution. And we are hoping that that will continue, not only at its present level, but at a higher level.
Well, I'll merely add that the Czech Republic has had a long-lasting tradition when it comes to defense industry. We have a lot to offer in this era, both when it comes to aviation, aircraft and land equipment. And it will be the topic of future discussions, specifically what will be provided. But we also see possible cooperation in cyber security and in the use and development of high-tech or modern technologies. I believe that both the countries have a lot to offer, and there is lots of space or room for cooperation. As to South China Sea, we fully support the Philippines when it comes to their entitlement to free movement of goods and also marine transport, because that's a principle that not only we all respect, but which also secures global and regional stability. And to us, South China Sea may seem to be far, far away, but if you take into account the percentage or share of world or global trade passes through this area, any disruption of these routes would have an adverse impact on Europe, not only in the form of shortage of goods, but also soaring prices, which is why we have to pay attention to this. topic. Zuzana Smishkova, Czech television. Hi, hello, Mr. President. You have already actually answered the question concerning the South China Sea. Therefore, the question is addressed to Mr. Marcos. You mentioned that you want to also approach the United States of America when it comes to the solution of this situation. At the beginning of next year, you should meet Antony Blinken, the Foreign Secretary, next week. So what do you expect from that?
Well, it is really an ongoing process in that all of these discussions are really just as far as the Philippines is concerned with the maintenance of peace in the South China Sea. It is an issue that is not only important for those around the region, the Indo-Pacific region, for ASEAN, and for the member states of ASEAN that surround the South China Sea, but also because this is the safe navigation and passage of the South China Sea is important to international trade. As close to 60% of international trade goes through that channel, and we hope to continue with these discussions, and with an eye not to winning any kind of conflict, but really just to maintain the peace and to continue to defend the sovereignty and the sovereign rights of the Philippines when it comes to these international differences that we are having to deal with right now.
Establishment of labor consultations mechanism between the Czech Republic's Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs and the Philippines Department of Migrant Workers, DMW, on March 14, 2024. The joint communique is aimed at establishing a system to discuss areas of mutual interests, such as the proper procedure in employing Filipino citizens in the Central European nation and their orderly deployment, outlining the rights and responsibilities of both participants, and ensuring that recruitment is implemented in a fair and ethical manner. Recently, the Czech government announced that it is raising the quota for Filipino workers to 10,300 per year starting this May. The Philippines' priority is for the safe and orderly migration of Filipinos to the Czech Republic, guided by both nations' labor regulations, to protect their rights and well-being, as well as their smooth integration in their work sites and communities. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and First Lady Luisa Araneta Marcos graced a state dinner at the Prague Castle on March 14, 2024. Hosted by President Petr Pavel and First Lady Eva Pavlova, the occasion celebrates not only 50 years of formal diplomatic relations but the rich history of people-to-people and socio-cultural exchanges between the Philippines and Czech Republic as early as the 17th century. Among these meaningful connections are the arrival of the first Jesuit missionaries and scientific expeditions to the Philippines, the famed friendship and special bond between Dr. Jose P. Rizal and Czech Professor Ferdinand Blumentritt, and the heroism of Filipino and Czech soldiers fighting side by side during the Second World War. In April last year, President Marcos Jr. and Prime Minister Petr Fiala led the book launching of Kaibigan Pratel, Czech-Philippine Cultural and Diplomatic Dialogue, a collaborative effort of various Filipino and Czech contributors and editors highlighting the rich history of cultural and diplomatic exchanges during the Prime Minister's visit to Manila. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. co-led the opening of the Philippines-Czech Business Forum with his counterpart, President Petr Pavel, at the Chernin Palace in Prague on March 15, 2024. In his keynote message, President Marcos Jr. highlighted the Philippines' strategic location, vibrant economy and commitment towards becoming a reliable partner of the Czech Republic in its Indo-Pacific strategy. By working together, the President believes that both nations can achieve their shared goals of stability, economic growth and sustainable development. Moreover, we seek the support of the Czech Republic for the resumption of the PHEU Free Trade Agreement (FTA) negotiations. We believe that the resumption of these negotiations will be a big step in further enhancing our trade relations, with the end view to establish a stable, predictable, and enabling business environment that promotes inclusive and sustainable growth and development, the President stated. During the event, President Marcos Jr. and President Pavel witnessed the signing and exchange of three Memoranda of Understanding (MOUs) in the Semiconductor and Information Technology Business Process Management (ITBPM) sectors. Furthermore, today's agreements also signify a very exciting step forward. They embody our commitment to complement our strengths and explore new avenues of cooperation. The expertise of the Czech Republic in minerals processing is of particular interest to us. Hence, we invite Czech companies to invest in the processing of our critical minerals, offering a robust diversification plan that can mitigate the risks of global supply chain disruptions, the chief executive expressed. This July, the Philippines will welcome Czech companies as it hosts the Second Joint Committee on Economic Cooperation (JCEC), providing an important opportunity to deepen dialogue, explore partnerships, and foster a conducive environment for business and investment between the two countries.
Mr. President of the Republic of the Philippines, Your Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Mr. President of the Czech Republic, Mr. Pavel, Excellencies and honorable members of the Philippine delegation, Mr. Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to welcome you here in the Chernin Palace. Magandang araw, maligayang pagdating sa Palasyo ang Chernin. We have gathered here to attend the Czech-Philippine Business Forum, which is organized on the occasion of the historic state visit of His Excellency the President of the Philippines. It is indeed a great privilege for the MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to host this event, honored by the presence of the two heads of state. On this note, I would like to invite the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jan Marian, to give us his welcome remarks.
Excellencies, Mr. President Marcos, Mr. President Pavel, distinguished members of the delegation, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my minister, Litovsky, who is currently on a working visit in the US, it's my honor to extend a warm welcome to all members, distinguished guests gathered today here for the Czech-Philippine Business Forum. We are more than happy to host this event in this historic and beautiful premises of the Chernin Palace. Today's official program, featuring presentations on the industries of both countries, followed by business-to-business meetings, sets the stage for fruitful collaboration and partnerships that will drive our economies forward. A possible bilateral cooperation in various sectors of industry such as agriculture, IT, transport, energy and environment will be discussed today. Moreover, the signing of 3 agreements underscores our shared commitment to enhance cooperation across a range of sectors. Czechia is a developed economy with a strong industrial tradition, and we see the Philippines as a dynamically growing country with many opportunities for mutual cooperation. So I'm confident that this event will serve as a catalyst for fruitful exchanges and partnerships between our two countries. Many thanks for your presentation, presence and contributions to this forum. Let's pave the way for a future filled with shared successes and joint achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Minister. And now I have the honor to invite His Excellency Mr. Pavel, the President of the Czech Republic, to deliver his keynote remarks. Mr. President.
Good morning to all of you, Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to address you all today at the beginning of the Czech-Philippines Business Forum. I am glad that the prospect of better mutual cooperation generates such a great interest among companies from both Czechia and the Philippines. I hope that the meetings today will bring all of us a little closer when it comes to interesting business opportunities. I would also like to thank the organizers and especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for hosting this event. And of course also many thanks to all Czech and Philippine businessmen and women who decided to come here today. Last year, our two countries marked the 50th anniversary since the beginning of our diplomatic relations. And you will be probably aware that Czech Prime Minister Fiala visited the Philippines last year. I also appreciate that the current visit of President Marcos is not the last opportunity for our two countries to meet this year. A large business delegation accompanying Czech Minister of Agriculture, Výborný, will travel to Manila just next week. And other visits are in the pipeline. Yesterday, we had a very open and frank discussions on how we can promote prosperity and security for our citizens. Despite the geographical distance, our countries have many similar challenges. We identified together a number of areas in which we can do much better. The combination of the Philippines' strong position in semiconductors and electronics and Czechia being the most industrialized country in the EU make us a perfect match within the same value chain. I am also confident that Czech know-how and experience in aviation, transport, space and defense can greatly contribute to the increase of the Philippines' competitiveness and diversification of its economy. This year, we are strengthening our cooperation regarding local legal economic migration. Czechia is in strong demand for employees in various sectors and of our industry, and we have already very good experience with a highly skilled Philippine workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, today's world is facing many uncertainties, but the best thing we can do is work more together, look for new partners and like-minded nations wherever they are. For the business, the main characteristics were always courage, determination, drive, innovation. I would like to urge you to use all these characteristics to the benefit of our two countries. Thank you very much, and I wish you successful meetings today.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And now it's my great privilege to ask you to welcome as our next speaker, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Mr. Ferdinand.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Peter Pavel, the Deputy Foreign Minister Jan Marian, Vice President of the Confederation of Industry of the Czech Republic, Milena Jaburkova, Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce of the Czech Republic, Jana Hardova, Czech officials, my colleagues in the Philippine government, the distinguished guests who have joined us here this morning, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today at this Philippines-Czech Business Forum. For this event symbolizes the burgeoning partnership and shared aspirations of our two nations. Organized by the Philippine Embassy in Prague and the Philippine Trade and Investment Center in Berlin, with the support of and in cooperation with the Czech Republic's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Confederation of Industry, and the Chamber of Commerce. This event showcases the potential for economic cooperation and serves as a testament to the strong diplomatic ties that bind the Philippines and the Czech Republic. I would also like to express my sincerest gratitude to President Pavel for his insightful keynote address, which has laid a solid foundation for our discussions here today. President Pavel, your leadership and in fostering a deeper understanding and collaboration between our two countries is truly commendable, and certainly we are very, very grateful for your attention and continuing interest in the Philippines. As we proceed with today's agenda, I look forward to the signing of the Memoranda of Understanding that will mark a significant milestone in our journey towards mutual prosperity. These agreements are not just documents. They are a commitment to unlocking the vast potential that lies in our partnership, especially in the semiconductor and IT/BPM sectors. These strengths that are complementary in these different industries stand to benefit from this collaboration. We pave the way for innovation and for development. The Philippines, with its strategic location and our vibrant economy, is committed to become a reliable partner for the Czech Republic in implementing its Indo-Pacific strategy. We believe that by working together, we can achieve our shared goals of stability, economic growth, and sustainable development in the region. Moreover, we seek the support of the Czech Republic for the resumption of the Philippine-EU Free Trade Agreement negotiations. We believe that the resumption of these negotiations will be a big step in furthering our trade relations with the end view to establish a stable, predictable, and enabling business environment that promotes inclusive and sustainable growth and development. Furthermore, today's agreements also signify a very exciting step forward. They embody our commitment to complement our strengths and explore new avenues of cooperation. The expertise of the Czech Republic in minerals processing is of particular interest to us. Hence, we invite Czech companies to invest in the processing of our critical minerals, offering a robust diversification plan that can mitigate the risks of global supply chain disruptions as we have seen in the recent years. As we look to the future, we eagerly anticipate welcoming Czech Republic companies to further discussions and potential industry cooperation during the upcoming Joint Committee on Economic Cooperation this July. This will be a very important opportunity to deepen our dialogue, to explore new partnerships, and foster an environment conducive to business and investment between our two countries. So let us embrace this forum as a starting point for a journey filled with opportunities and challenges, but also triumphs. With mutual respect and understanding, we can forge a partnership that not only benefits our nations, but also contributes to the broader goals of peace, prosperity, and stability in the Indo-Pacific region and beyond. Thank you, and I look forward to the fruitful outcomes of our collaboration. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po. I would like to thank both the presidents for their inspiring words and for the confirmation of their commitment to the Czech-Philippine relations. In the personal note, I'm saying that as someone who's a strong believer in that, as someone who started his diplomatic career 30 years in Manila. So it's very personal to me as well. Thank you very much for that. I'm also very glad that, as Mr. President just mentioned, that the potential is going to be confirmed by signing of 3 important agreements today. For this purpose, we will now proceed to the signing ceremony of the 3 agreements, 3 documents, and all the agreements will be signed in the presence of Their Excellencies the Presidents. The first document which is to be signed is the MOU on cooperation between the Semiconductor and Electronic Industries of the Philippines Foundation and the Electrical and Electronic Association of the Czech Republic. I would like to invite the signatories, Dr. Danilo Lečíka, who is the president of SAPI, and Mr. Jiří Holoubek, who is the president of the ELA. Through the MOU which is about to be signed, both sides intend to establish a long-term collaborative relationship in the field of electronics that would include participation in the global network of leading technology and innovation centers or engagement of small and mid-sized companies. Thank you very much. The second document is the Agreement of Mutual Cooperation between IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines and the Confederation of Industry of the Czech Republic. And the agreement will be signed by Mrs. Milena Jaburková, the Vice President of the Confederation of Industry of the Czech Republic, and Mr. Jonathan R. Madrid, the President and CEO of the IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines. The aim of the agreement is to promote commercial and industrial relations between our two countries. It covers, among others, exchange of better practices on policy and regulations, development and promotion of IT competencies and certifications, or facilitation of responsible implementation of the artificial intelligence. Thank you very much. And the third document is the Agreement of Mutual Cooperation between the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Confederation of Industry of the Czech Republic. It's going to be signed by Madame Consul Nina Rimangio, the President of the PCCI, and the Vice President of the Confederation of Industry of the Czech Republic, Mrs. Milena Jaburková. The agreement seeks to promote trade and investment between our two countries and includes also exchanges of trade missions, organization of trade and investment seminars, B2B matching, or exchange of market information. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite all the signatories to join the presidents for a group photo. Thank you very much. As this concludes the part one of our forum, and Their Excellency the President will be leaving, I would like to ask you to rise and give them a huge applause of appreciation for their support of the Czech-Philippine business cooperation. Thank you very much.
There you go, folks. What can you say about the efforts that our beloved President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Once again, our indefatigable President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. wastes no time during his foreign trips. This time in the Czech Republic, he renewed the 50-year-old bilateral ties with the Czech Republic and secured very important support in the Philippines' efforts to protect its sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea. This is such a great achievement. The more allies the President gets for our country, the more safe and secure we would be towards unnecessary aggression in the region. Once again, the President acted as the ultimate salesman for the country in meeting with no less than 3 major Czech corporations to invest or even expand their investment in the Philippines. This hallmark and work ethic paves the way for a better and more productive future for the Philippines and the Filipinos. In behalf of the Splat Communications team, for this segment, your working president, thank you. Till next time. Stay safe. Rosa out.